I'm 10 years old, and I'm going to read, I think, the side effects of a drug called Daytriana.
The drug Adderall, Luvox, Cymbalta,
Gyudon,
Lexapro,
Namenda. I have a question. Where do I find the side effects? How do I read it if it's so small?
Just a bunch of letters squished together.
I can't read this. This is the side effects of the drug.
Side effects. Stroke.
What the heck?
Speech disorder.
Eye disorders, vision blurred,
Dry mouth. Nervous.
tremor, dizziness, delirium, and coma.
Tardive dyskinesia.
They experience worsening of their depression,
Aggressive reaction.
Paranoid reaction.
Psychosis.
Serious cardiovascular events.
other serious heart problems.
Heart failure.
What?
Suicidal thoughts. Suicidal thinking and behavior.
Increases the risk of suicide.
An increased risk of death.
Sudden death.
These guys must be kidding. Wow. This is gross.
Seeing this on a warning label, does anybody have any clue what they're putting their kids into?
This isn't good.
No drug has side effects. They're all effects. Side effect is just a way that doctors explain away the effects that they don't like or you won't like, but they're effects.
These are the effects of these drugs. They're not just what might happen to you, they're what happen more often than not.
We name them side effects because they're an unintended consequence.
The antidepressant drugs not only don't make you happy, they have all kinds of negative effects on the system as a whole.
These drugs are absorbed and distributed throughout your entire body, so they have side effects through all of your tissues and organs, including your liver and your kidneys and your nervous system.
They destroy the brain, the neural net. They literally kill brain cells and cause all kinds of brain disorders. That's why we have they're not side effects, they're direct effects.
尽管精神科医师一再淡化他们对大众所造成的严重健康危害，但是他们在我们的镜头前却直言不讳地坦诚这些危险性。
I think I tell them the main side effects. I don't tell them every side effect because there are so many possible side effects.
I would say the majority of patients experience some side effects.
People get side effects to every medication you try.
They all have side effects.
All kinds of side effects. Lots of side effects. Physical feelings of sickness.
Headaches, insomnia, so then they have a little trouble going to sleep.
Drowsiness. Sedation is very frequent.
Restlessness, appetite stimulation,
neurologic side effects,
tremor or muscle spasms,
stiffness, weight gain,
obesity,
weight gain and stuff like that,
decreased performance of sexual functioning, sexual side effects can happen,
sexual dysfunction, etc.
I've never had anybody die or anything, but I've had people faint and stuff, and it's really sort of unpredictable.
You name it, and it can be a side effect.
为什么精神科医师无法预测你会有什么样的不良反应呢？因为他们没有人知道这些药的效果。
At least with street drugs, people know that they're dangerous, that they should be off of them. With pharmaceuticals, people are told they're safe to take every day.
精神科药物不仅不安全，而且发现越来越多的精神科药物就是化学毒素，甚至有可能致死。
Some of the side effects that have become of concern lately are suicide, increased risk of suicide, increased risk of homicide.
These aren't people that were horribly depressed when they were given a drug. These are people who are given a drug for social anxiety or difficulty sleeping or mild depression and then become suicidal. And so when they become suicidal and they kill themselves, what the doctor does is go back and say, oh, well, it's because they were depressed.
The label itself, the disorder, is what is blamed for the side effects. When in reality, it's the drug that is causing the side effect. It is the drug that is the problem.
像开给伍迪的抗忧郁剂，不是因为他有心理上的不适，只是要帮助他的睡眠。
My husband and I, Tim, his nickname Woody, we were married just 2 months shy of 10 years, so we've had a long life together. And Woody was a guy who was healthy. He was a big runner. He's never had a history of depression or any other so-called mental illness. He was given Zoloft for insomnia. I find Woody one night completely sweat through his shirt in fetal position, kept going, Kim, you gotta help me. I don't know what's happening to me. It's like my head's outside my body looking in. Kim, help me, help me. We did breathing, listened to music, prayed, anything to calm him down from this head outside his body feeling. And a week later, he was found dead hanging. A guy who loved life.
精神科医师宣称他们的药物能救人，但根据他们自己的研究，精神科药物让自杀的危险性加倍，其中有一种药物甚至让危险性高达7倍。
As a pharmacist who has been studying the problem for the past 7 years, I do see a glaring connection between the high use of these psychoactive substances and the rise of violence.
If people knew that the mechanism was not known of these drugs, that they could cause, if there's a real chance for them to get a homicidal tendency or even suicide, if you take the drug, there's a chance you may want to kill yourself.
And I could repeat probably a dozen other examples of significant self-inflicted harm or significant violence to others in patients who had never had that experience in their adult life.
像美国怀俄明州的一个病人唐纳谢尔，他是个祖父。
Donald Shell was a man in his 60s, a gentleman, a family man, a funny man. He had had periodic episodes of depression, but never any real serious mental health issues, and became depressed, had a down period, went to a general practitioner, and was given Paxil. 2 days later, he shot his wife, his daughter, his 9-month-old granddaughter, and then himself. The first question the jury was asked, very telling question, can Paxil cause some people to commit homicide and or suicide? To which they answered yes.
唐纳谢尔服用克优果没几天后，就出现有杀人倾向的药物反应。而长期使用精神科药物，经过证明也会造成终身的伤害。精神科医师则忽略这项令人不悦的事实。
In the long run, the side effects may actually be worse than the original condition.
I don't think the average patient has any idea that the long-term use of this drug is now associated with very serious diseases, with diabetes, with kidney failure, with tardive dyskinesia, a movement disorder that's very serious and permanent and irreversible.
You can be affected by these drugs in any part of your body, your brain, your heart, your kidneys.
That's why people die early very often, because they are prescribed things and the long-term effects are, in some cases, the death of the individual.
复方用药造成的伤害更大，也就是精神科医师开出多种精神科药物，以一种药物抵消另一种的副作用，借此大捞一票。
If you have drugs that create side effects, that gives you a ready market for more drugs to cure the side effects. It seems to me that it's a self-propagating system.
And what ends up happening is that each one of those new drugs that's added into the scenario brings on another symptom for which there's another drug, for which there's another symptom, for which there's another drug.
And it just snowballs into a vicious circle of one drug causing the need for another drug.
Sometimes people come and they're on such a cocktail of so many different drugs for so many different things.
It's rare now that I see a senior citizen that is on less than 5 or 6 drugs at one time. Some 12, 15.
One will lead to the next, and they're all toxic. This is how the game is played.